Welcome to the Randy Report. I'm Randy Slavacek, your host. I'm also the writer and editor of therandyreport.com, where you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community. As the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in PyeongChang, South Korea come to a close, I wanted to take time to celebrate the awesome achievements, accomplishments, and inspiration of the openly gay, lesbian, and bisexual Olympians at these games. Out of a record 15 out LGBTQ athletes, including out men for the first time at the Winter Olympics, 4 of these athletes won a combined 7 medals. The number of out Olympians more than doubles the 7 from the 2014 Winter Games in Sochi. In contrast, there were 56 out Olympians at the much larger Summer Olympics in Rio in 2016. Let's recap how Team LGBTQ did in South Korea. First up, U.S. figure skater Adam Rippon won a bronze medal for his stellar contribution to the team figure skating event. Making his Olympic debut at 28 years old, his perfectly executed free skate was a major factor in Team USA getting to the podium. He eventually finished 10th in the men's individual figure skating event in PyeongChang, but there's no question he was a star of these games. After skating a perfect short program in the individual competition, Rippon found himself in 7th place going into the free skate. But even with great athleticism, artistry, and star quality, Rippon knew his perfect triple jumps wouldn't be enough to beat his competitors' multiple quadruple jumps. Watching the scoring, viewers could see the triple axels Rippon landed over and over only garnered about 9 to 10 technical points, while the quad jumps were getting 15 to 18 points each. When you multiply that by 5 or 6 jumps per skate, you can see the math was not in Rippon's favor, but Rippon gave Olympic fans all that he had and more. He skated his long program exactly as he planned, landing 7 triple jumps, completing every spin, and along the way reminded folks that artistry counts. Additionally, Rippon was authentically Adam every step of his Olympic journey. His charisma and charm captured the hearts of viewers around the world. As an LGBTQ journalist and advocate, my heart grew 3 sizes larger as I celebrated Adam's amazing achievement. Out NBC commentator and former Olympic figure skater Johnny Weir said on the air, "The Olympics are about a whole lot more than just medals, and Adam Rippon just proved that." Moments after his final Olympic skate, Adam spoke with passion and clarity about his Olympic experience. He said, "I've gotten a lot of attention just for being myself. A lot of people, when they come to a competition, are afraid to be themselves, no matter who they are. One thing I want to come with from this competition: I am not a gay icon or America's gay sweetheart. I'm just America's sweetheart and just an icon. If you have a personality like mine, it's for everybody." And that is Adam Rippon. The 28-year-old said that even after his 10th place finish in the men's individual event, he knows he feels like a winner. He said in an interview, "I think I've shown the world that I'm a fierce competitor, but I think I've shown them that I'm also a fierce human being." Rippon was offered a correspondence position by NBC Sports to handle reports and commentary for the remainder of the Winter Games, but he declined. He would have had to renounce his status as an Olympic athlete, he would have had to leave the Olympic Village, and he would have forfeited the opportunity to march in the closing ceremonies. Instead, Rippon said his fellow Olympic athletes were there to support him, and he wanted to do the same. Total class act from top to bottom. Freestyle skier Gus Kenworthy, our second U.S. out Winter Olympian, who scored a silver medal in Sochi, broke his thumb just days ahead of his event and also suffered a massive hematoma on his hip that required 6 vials of blood to be drained. Even so, Gus easily qualified for the finals, landing in 7th place. But in his 3 final runs, he was unable to string together the jumps he needed to make the podium. But the handsome 26-year-old skier from Telluride, Colorado, exited these games with grace and dignity. Oh, grace and dignity, and a kiss seen round the world. See, when Gus came out in 2015, he told ESPN magazine that he felt like a coward in not acknowledging his boyfriend during the 2014 Olympics in Sochi. Well, What a difference 4 years and a shattered closet door makes. Before his qualifying runs in the slopestyle competition, Gus gave his boyfriend Matthew Wilkes a kiss that was captured by the NBC Sports cameras, and the world swooned. Gus later told the press, "I didn't even know that was a televised moment at all, but I think it's amazing. That's something that I wanted at the last Olympics, was to share a kiss with my boyfriend at the bottom, and it was something that I was too scared to do for myself. And so to be able to do that, to give him a kiss, to have that affection broadcasted for the world is incredible." He added, "I think that the only way to really change perceptions, break down homophobia, break down barriers, is through representation. That's definitely not something I had as a kid. I definitely didn't see a gay athlete at the Olympics kissing their boyfriend. And I think if I had, it would have made it a lot easier for me. So hopefully, it did that for other people." On leaving the 2018 Winter Games without a medal, Gus said, "The last thing in the world you want is to have regrets. For me, getting to be out at this Games has been the most rewarding thing. But getting to leave here knowing that I actually brought myself to the Games, and I was true to myself, and I gave it my all, I think I'm leaving with my head held higher than I did last time with a medal, when I wasn't being honest about who I was." And our third out U.S. Olympian, speed skater Brittany Bowe, finished 5th in the women's 500 meter with a time of 37.53 seconds, just 0.2 of a point off the podium. That followed her 5th place finish in the 1500 meter and a 4th place in the 1000 meter. She told NBC Sports after the 1000 meter race, "Other than being 0.2 off the podium, I'm really happy with that race. I can't think of anything I could have executed better, to be honest with you. I really want a medal for everybody that's helped me along the way, and especially this past year and a half, getting me back to that starting line. It would mean the world to me. And you know, sometimes, when you ask, you get." Brittany and her teammates Heather Bergsma, Mia Manganello, and Carlin Schutens showed up at the finals for the team event, determined to beat Canada for the bronze medal. And that's exactly what they did, edging out the Canadians by less than half a second. The final standings for the event: Japan got the gold, the Netherlands nabbed the silver, and the United States took home the bronze medal. This marked the first time women's speed skating had medaled in 16 years. Congratulations, ladies, and congratulations, Brittany. In addition to our out American athletes, I also want to celebrate the great accomplishments of so many international out Olympians who did so well in PyeongChang. Canadian figure skater Eric Radford and his skating partner Megan de Hamel, I know I just mangled her name, my apologies, delivered a nearly flawless free skate in their competition, earning a bronze medal in the pair skating event. They also took home a gold medal for their contribution to the team figure skating event. That makes Eric Radford, who came out publicly in 2014, the first openly gay male athlete to win a Winter Olympic gold medal, and the first openly gay athlete to win multiple Olympic medals. He's engaged to Spanish ice dancer Luis Finero, who also competed at these games. After his historic win, Radford told the Huffington Post, "I didn't quite realize it until after I came out, but when I did finally come out, I felt sort of a weight being lifted off my shoulders when I was on the ice performing. I felt a difference in how I just felt comfortable to express myself to a larger degree than I had before. When you accept yourself and you take pride in being yourself, you feel lighter. You feel lighter in all aspects of your life." I also have to mention openly bisexual Ireen Wust of the Netherlands, who became the most decorated speed skater in Olympic history. 11 medals, don't you know, after she surged to the gold medal podium in the women's 1500-meter race last week. She also scored silver medals in the 3000-meter race and the team pursuit. Wust, who won 5 medals at Sochi, and is also the first Dutch athlete to win 5 Olympic gold medals. She is the most decorated Olympian from the Netherlands and the most decorated LGBTQ Olympic athlete of all time. Jorik Hendrickx, the 2-time national figure skating champion of Belgium, participating in his second Olympics, placed 14th in the men's individual event. Also, Belle Brockhoff, of Australia advanced all the way to the finals of the ladies snowboard cross, ultimately finishing in 11th place. Swiss snowboarder Simona Meiler, in her third Olympics and the second since coming out, reached the quarterfinals and was ranked 22nd in her event. And out-Australian cross-country skier Barbara Jezeršek finished in 33rd place in the ladies' 10-kilometer free, the best Olympic finish ever for an Australian in that event. I also want to mention that openly gay Brian Orser, who you may recall from the 1988 Winter Olympics, who earned a silver medal in the Battle of the Bryans against Brian Boitano, saw his own successes at these games as a coach to 5 Olympians, including men's gold medal figure skating winner Yuzuru Hanyu of Japan and Spain's Javier Fernandez, who snagged the men's bronze medal. And to be clear, this wasn't just the 2018 Gay Games. I'm highlighting the LGBTQ athletes here, but there were amazing moments throughout the Games, including the U.S. women's hockey team beating Canada for the first time in 20 years. The U.S. men's curling team beat Sweden. Snowboarding champ and now elder statesman Shaun White getting another gold medal 14 years after earning his first gold medal. Mirai Nagasu becoming the first American figure skating woman to land a triple axel jump in Olympic competition. And there's so much more. All in all, it was a truly inspiring Olympic Games. As I've said before, not just for the athletic achievements, but for the stories behind the athletes that inspire us. I want to thank all of these athletes for showing up and showing us their heart and their drive and their skill. And that brings me to the end of this episode of The Randy Report. If you like what you hear, make sure you hit the subscribe button on my iTunes page, or go to therandyreport.com and click the link you see there. And then every time I upload a new episode, it'll be sent right to you automatically. Also, remember you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community. Thanks for listening, folks. See you next time.